Alright, hello everyone. We are back for another Golf Clash tutorial here, and very excited to announce for you guys, this is going to be part one of a help feature for the new application that we created for you guys. It is an Android app which can be found in the Google Play Store. It is called Golf Clash Notebook, and this is going to be part one tutorial, just covering how to use the app. So here you can see that I just opened the Golf Clash app, but here you can see that I have this Golf Clash Notebook. That is the title, and it can be found in the Google Play Store. And here you can see that there is a main application portal here. And I just want to go over, the functionality to make sure that you guys are all comfortable and up to speed with using the entire application. So the first thing I want to make note of is here is the help button. And once I go into the help button, you're going to see a wind assist, a bag setup, and an about. Now the first thing that I do want to mention is if you go to the about page, you can see which version that you are running of the software. You can also see, what operating system you're using. For instance, Android 8.00 is my current version. And, all this kind of is going to affect the way that the app displays on your screen. So, I do want to just point out, that it might vary a little bit from device to device. So just want to make sure that you guys are fully aware that, if there is an update in the store, if you don't have the latest version and haven't hit update, you might not be getting the exact same things on screen as I myself or other users might have. And there's also been some kind of delay between the time where Android reports getting the update and to where it actually shows up. There can sometimes be a delay, and I just want to just briefly mention to you guys, if you guys are having problems not seeing the update, we're going to do the best that we can to basically make posts every time there's a new update for you guys. So if you see the update post and you don't actually physically see it in store, you might want to hang tight. Sometimes it takes half hour, 45 minutes, for example. Another thing that you can try to do is a fresh restart of your phone. So if you shut down your phone, restart it, sometimes it triggers new software to come in. There might be some snag that's causing your phone from not reporting the update. So that will be one of the main things. If we say there's an update and it's not in store, that'll be your first protocol to going about trying to see the update. Additionally, I want to just mention to you, you can see that the way that the text looks on my screen. You might want to play around if you go into the settings. So this is not in application, but I just want to make sure, just in case you have some visibility issues, you would want to go to settings, and then you would go to, I believe, accessibility, vision settings, and you'll see kind of some text font, like for, basically sizing of the text. And if you guys are having issues, you'll want to do, for instance, maybe, medium or large, but it also is going to change the way that it displays the app on your screen. So if you can't read it, that's where you want to go to make sure that you get that sizing in there properly. What I use for my phone is kind of like a medium setting, and that's more or less kind of operable for me, very good. It might vary from resolution to resolution. So if you guys have different versions of phone, you could be seeing a couple display differences. But that's where you'll go to kind of auto adjust kind of the way that it displays. And if you don't see things visually the same as the help menu here or in game from this tutorial video, that will be the first thing that you want to do. But now that I've kind of gone over those two things, I'm going to start talking about the actual app itself. So here you can see it is a basically extensive library of basically everything that you need in the app is going to be here. Now, one of the things that I want to stress is there's a lot of functions here. This is a very complex app with a lot of functional capabilities of what you can and cannot do. So with that being said, I want to make sure that you get caught up to speed before you go into, tournaments or $1 million matches. You want to make sure that you have all this covered so you're prepared enough to use the app. And, your basic 2 help guides are going to be the in-help menu from the in-game option and also this YouTube video tutorial. So those will be your 2 first primary places to look for something that if you forget the functionality of one of the features. So let's go and go grab the main app. So the first thing you'll see Wind Assist. When I press Wind Assist, you'll see the widget pop up. You'll also see that the app closes. Usually when you hit Wind Assist, that means you're ready to go in-game, so we have it auto-close down. You might also assume that you're in-game currently, so we have it auto-closing the app. But what I'm going to do temporarily is I'm going to use it in-app here. And all it does is, minimize the app. But here you'll see this toggle pop up. And it's just this widget on the side of the screen. Now, the first thing that I want to just show to you guys is I can move it the whole way up to the top, the whole way up to the bottom. So what I'll do is usually I'll place it right below the win position. So if the win's kind of at a fixed height, then I'll just kind of put this right below. And if I tap it again, it will open. And here you can see the full functionality of the entire widget itself. To collapse it, I'll either swipe down, let me open it again, or I'll swipe up. So if you guys can follow my touches, if you can see those little touches on the screen, you can see exactly what I'm doing. So if I open, shut it down, it just minimizes it and brings it to this positioning here. So the first thing that you'll see kind of the notebook, just like it, and it basically, tells you all the things to do, but what I'm going to kind of describe to you is all the functionalities of this. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is let me just pick a club real quick. I'll input a win, for example. And if I swipe, I can swipe at any time. I don't have to save or anything. As soon as I swipe, here you can see that I'll have the min, mid, and max, just like in the help screen. Additionally, here you can see this next item, which is a system notification. If I go up here to the taskbar and I click on this, here you can see Wind Assist is active. If I hit stop, it will immediately close the app and I'll have to reopen it. I just did that for demo. You usually will not use that function whatsoever. That would be more of a function after you're done using Golf Clash. You'll maybe just shut it down so it's not blocking your phone. But let me just re-pull up the app here again for you guys. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to scroll down, and I'm just going to kind of position the height alongside here so you can see the way that it looks in the help screen versus what we have here. So the very first feature is you'll see a ball, then you'll see the elevation, then you'll see the club, then you'll see the wind, then you'll see the min, mid, and max, and then you'll see this little 3 dots. It does explain what each of them do here, but what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm just going to briefly open them just so you can see. And if I want to kind of set my positioning to kind of look exactly like that demo, that's what I'm basically going through here. So one of the cool features about this elevation tool is, there's a variety of different ways I can input it. So, I can go in increments of 5, I can go increments of 10, I can go increments of 20. I can also go in the negative values using the same. Now, we do have bounds set up for you guys. So the most you can do is 75% negative. I can hit 0 and always reset it. Additionally, going this way, I can have an extra 125% this way. And what these percentages mean is your elevation is basically going to be 20% more rings, for example. If that's what I'm using. The plus 20 is an over adjustment by 20%. So let's just say I was in Sniper, for example, and I was using, say, 5 miles per hour or 10, whatever you want to use. It doesn't really matter. But if I was to go to plus 20% instead of, it being 5.0, it's going to go additional 20% on top of that. So that's an extra mile per hour. So there you'll see, the normal was 5.1, and a plus 20% is going to add 20% extra rings. So 20% of 5 rings is just an extra ring, because 20% equals 100. So, similarly, if I was to go the opposite direction, the opposite happens. So if I was to go minus 20%, instead of having, that ring added on, it's going to be subtracted. So now instead of 5.1 rings, it'll be 4.1 rings. You do also have a wind bound that's set to 20 miles per hour, so you can never input a wind higher. That's the highest wind in game currently, so it's fixed. So all these wind inputs have to be lower than that. But here you can see with the elevation that I'll just, set an elevation, and I don't have to hit this check mark. I can just go straight to the next window. So here you're going to see me hit this club button, and then this club is going to pop open. And you'll see 7 buttons here, and then also a little triangle as well. So all of these are going to be basically all the clubs that you have in your inventory. So this is your current bag setup. So if I was to go up and go out to the bag, all these clubs will mirror what I have in bag here. And you'll see that where it says selected, that is going to be everything that reports into this little widget here. So all these clubs are going to mirror what is selected at the top. Now, one of the cool features that we put in here for you guys, if I touch something that is selected, for example, Nirvana, it will scroll down the rough irons. I can easily switch to Amazon, and since I'm down here at the bottom, if I needed to make a switch to, Houdini or something, I can do that as well. As soon as I do it, there's nothing additional that I need to do to save. You can see it automatically comes in. There's the Amazon. I can pick it up. If I switch it, it will also easily switch it if I have it selected. So there you'll see that it completely switches automatically on its own. And once you have a wind input, you will see max, mid, and min show up. If I was to collapse this down, you'll see all the values there on the side. And you'll know that you're using, whatever you have highlighted right there as well. So let's just, switch back to Sniper. That's, another thing. There you can see as soon as I hit that wind button, it resets. It auto resets. So that way you can input another wind. Also, I want to make note to you guys here, I'm going to do 6.8 miles per hour. I can hit clear, I can hit OK, or I can just move to the next function. Or let's say I needed to go back, I could go back and add, an extra 5%, come right back in here. I could re-input it if I wanted. Another thing, I never have to hit clear technically. I can go ahead and just copy over. So if I have 6.8 and I meant to do 8.6, I can just touch 8.6. And it'll just copy over. So you never have to hit OK or clear. It's kind of an optional thing for you to do. Additionally, going back to this club, you'll see this little triangle. So while we're in bag here, I want to talk about this real quick. When I hit this triangle, everything that you see selected there that isn't selected shows up in this bottom. We put this in here. We installed this to be practical for you guys in case you forget something. So let's say I in game forgot to equip, or let's say I did it in game. I left Amazon on, for example, and forgot to change it in Notebook. So what I'll do is, I brought Amazon on accident. So even though it's not selected, I'll be able to still select it for kind of a one-time use to kind of bail you out. So this whole inventory is going to be stored here. Similarly, you can do it for anything. You can do it for the driver. Oh, I have Apocalypse, but I meant to bring Thor's hammer, for example. And you'll see that I can pull up Thor's hammer, and I'll see the max, min, and mid always pop up as well when I do that. So there you'll see that, we have those always set up there for you guys to give you a good idea. Here, let me just reset this down so you can see that, all the values always report instantly. Additionally to that, let's just talk about this bag setup real quick. I can store as many as 15 bags here. So here you'll see actually I have 7 bags up here, but I just threw these in just so you can see how it's working at max capacity here. So one of the things that I can do is I can type one a bag. As soon as I type one a bag, you'll see over here some options. Here's a rename feature. So if I want to title this something other than E8, for example, I can do E89. I'm just going to do that just as, and you can just store it as E89, for example, as the name. And so after you do that, another thing that you can do, you see this little trash can over here. I can also get rid of this bag. So do know that that's permanent and you'll never be able to get those clubs back. But here you'll see a plus sign come in because now I'm no longer at capacity and I can redesign a new bag. Once I input that and I have 15 bags, you're not going to see the plus. But you'll always see that plus feature to where I can add a new bag up until you get to the 15 point. I'm just kind of showing you that we're kind of at capacity here, that you can store 15 bags total. And what you'll do is you'll input and, you'll just scroll down here and just start collecting, whatever your clubs are. If you need to switch the level, you'll actually hit the physical number. And I'll go Kingfisher 5, for example, B52 3. You need to make sure that you touch the numbers. And you can build your entire bag doing that, and whatever you select is going to be brought up to the top. So that, for the most part, covers the functionality of this. Anytime that I switch a bag, it will automatically load that bag and bring it, and you can see the inventory, use those names and be able to see what the entire inventory is. Here you can see that, I have a lot of this stuff set up for this bag. And, this is where, you can see that if I go, so if I want to bring this into game, here you can see Lob Legend is loaded now. And this is the exact bag in game. So that's what the 3 dots are going to be. That's where we're headed. So let me go ahead and switch this club. And I'm going to input a new win for you guys just so you can kind of see a variety of different situations. And as I mentioned, I don't have to hit clear or OK. Another feature that we put in here for you guys is this min, mid, and max. If I touch on min, mid, and max, there's going to be a brand new window that pops up. Now, you guys have never seen anything like this, but what it is it's a range. Instead of always having to report min, mid, or max, you're going to be able to report any value in that range that you want. So the first thing that you'll do in your shot clock is you will scan for mid, min, and max. You'll just kind of scan real quick, touch the top of the club, touch the bottom. Once you get a estimated value for where you're at, you will set this slider, say it looked like I was 85%, I'll set the slider to 85%, 90%, whatever that is. It's just going to be kind of a visual thing. You're just trying to get a very good visual. And here you'll see that my new mid number becomes anything inside that range. So here at 85, 90% of max club, and max and min are going to be defined by those red lines. So wherever you see the red, that's where the range is going to be. So if it looks like you're almost towards max but not max, then you'll use the slider and just come in from max slightly. Do keep in mind, though, that this does not, this or any other app does not factor in wind effect. So if you go this number of rings, you're only going to get to the initial land zone. It's not going to help you with any wind effect. So all that wind effect needs to be derived from yourself. And the way that you'll go about playing the wind effect, you'll use my guides. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to set up tournament guides for you guys now, where I'm going to get you guys these elevation numbers for you. And I'm also going to do the same with the wind effect. I'm going to help you guys play the wind effect so you can see kind of the way that I'm doing. But as a general rule of thumb, every 5 miles per hour, 4 to 5 miles per hour, for example, on a sniper shot here, I'm going to go 1 green grid over as an offset. So you'll see my ball guide will be offset. Say I have a 7.7 side wind. Let me just slide this up real quick. If, let's say I have a 7.7 side wind, for example, I'm going to be looking at about maybe a grid and a half to the right or left of the hole, wherever it's pointed, and I'm going to set up my ball guide offset from the cup. And then I'm going to move these 8.0 rings. So I do want to be very clear with that you always have to consider in wind effect. So if it's a tailwind, similarly, you'll leave it that much short of the hole, a ring and a half short of the hole before you start your adjustment, for example. Similarly with tailwinds, headwinds, it doesn't matter whatever direction the wind is pointed, you're going to offset that guide and then just go these mid numbers that you basically, you'll probably want to use the mid for a lot of precision shots like sniper or long irons or short irons. And for drives, you'll always use that max value. Mid values will come in, but it's going to be more based on your slider. You're going to have to almost be exactly at min club. So one of the things that, I've constantly seen is with the other apps, guys, they'll just use those 3 values. Well, that's not the way that you guys should be playing this game, and that's the reason that we built this tool for you guys. Because we were kind of tired of seeing, people that just don't understand, they use one of those 3 values instead of trying to split the difference and take kind of an estimated in between. You need to make sure that you're going the correct number of rings. You're very, very rarely going to be right at max club. It's going to happen once out of, 20 shots for a sniper. It's going to be a very, very low percentage case where you're actually going to be at max or actually at min. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to come to this slider and say, I set it to here instead of absolute min. So instead of going 6.8 rings, I'm going to go a little bit more than that, 7.0 rings, for example. Anytime that I need to reset, I can just hit this reset button and it'll this little arrow at the bottom there, and it'll reset it to the center position. And I can redo my adjustment. You'll also see that mid becomes mid again. So true min is restored. So this mid just keeps switching. And that's the value that you'll use. So as soon as I get that, I can swipe up or swipe down. Keep in mind that you will not be able to swipe right. You will not be able to swipe left. It's only up and down. Additionally, for some more supplemental features that we got for you guys, you can see when I open this window. So let me go back to this help window here and see kind of where we are. We did elevation, we did clubs, we did win input. We did all that from the slider. Here's the additional features. You can see a screen grid and also auto rotate functions. These are built into the app. So once I go about getting my win, for example, you re-put in a win for you guys, reposition my slider to stay there. We have this grid function that you can use, and we've taken a very minimalist approach to this application. So you're going to see a bottom line there, which is horizontal, and then you're going to see 2 vertical lines. The one that aligns on the left is going to be very close to bisecting your wind. So wherever the wind arrow is, after you fix your position of the screen, you'll get that arrow kind of straightened up. That line is going to help you adjust and get that wind position very, very straight. And if you guys want some shot demos, I'm going to be doing a demonstration video for you guys where you'll actually see me apply these grids. Similarly, you'll see another vertical line that's right down the middle of the screen. So that's going to help you kind of get your positioning for when you start to use ring adjustments as well. And as I mentioned, you will see me do that in the tutorials. And then here you'll see this bottom bisector. If you guys have been to my channel and seen some of my adjustment methods, you've seen that I use sometimes, the take shot button as an aid for you guys so you can count rings easily in my videos. That bottom line is going to be positioned above the take shot button, kind of in a very useful spot for you to where you can more precisely adjust rings. So it's going to be more effective than the take shot button. So that's why we've designed it like that. And we've designed it as little lines as possible to keep the screen less cluttered and less distracting. But if you need to toggle it on and off, you can hit this button all day and it'll just keep hiding or, bringing back. And for now, there's no customability of it. It just kind of looks like this. So there's no, customization of any kind that you can use here. And we wanted to make sure that, we got this app out here for you guys and that you had this nice bold ring that you could easily see that grid color, that red. So that's why you see what you see on the screen. Additionally, here you can see this auto rotate. When I hit this, if I am to rotate my phone to the side, rotate it back up, it auto rotates for you now. So I can do this and just flip my phone, and you can do this in game. You will never have to leave the game. So these are designed for you, if you guys were using these as secondary apps, now you're going to be able to use it as in-game, which is going to help you guys, especially with timeouts or anything like that. If you ever tried to leave the game and come back and turn on your grid or your auto rotate, you no longer need those secondary apps. It's all built into this one app. It'll be in the game, so you never have to leave the game, which is going to be very useful. And anytime that you need to collapse the window, you can collapse it down. Now I'm going to just temporarily, turn these functions off. That's all you need to do is press them. And then I can, just swipe and the application goes away. And here you can see that I have this nice little widget here. And if I'm to hit Wind Assist, it's going to close the main application down. And here you'll see that I get it in game for you guys. And once you're happy with the positioning of where this is, I usually put it right below wind. You can restore it to, whatever that height is that you kind of want to, you just want to keep sliding it to that nice height where you feel comfortable. Aside from that, I believe that I've covered most of the features of this. I think I pretty much went over everything. Let me leave real quick. We'll go back into the main portal here, go to the wind, make sure that I've covered everything. But there is a part 2 video that I've done for you guys. So, be sure to check that out. Be sure to check the demo out as well. And I don't know if I really thoroughly covered this, but all those bags are going to be right in this little bag portal. And I just select whichever one. So all 15 bags are here. As soon as I select one, you'll see the club gets updated. And, all these secondary clubs, if I set them up to be, will also change out as well. So, aside from that, we went over all the bag selector. This about screen is going to be the only other screen here. And that's where you will see the current version that you have installed on your phone. So, hopefully you guys found this video tutorial helpful. And do be sure to check out the part 2. It's going to help you with your speed building. I did that intentionally to kind of help you guys get through these faster. We want to make sure that you guys are prepared and know how to use the app going into the tournament, as opposed to, not being comfortable and wasting too much time and shot clocking. So these two guides are going to be kind of your essential guides to learn, and also, you know, using this help button feature if you get lost along the way. But also be sure to check out my live demonstrations for you guys, as I will be using the app for you guys as well, so you guys can see this fully in action with some demonstration shots. So good luck with this app. Hopefully you guys enjoy what we've built for you guys, and you know, be on the lookout for the other tutorial videos. So good luck, guys.